Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Thrash Till Death 555. My name is David, and welcome to my channel. Happy 2020. Nice to see you all again. Yeah, today what we're going to do, we're just going to do another CD collection update today. So if you guys are ready, I'm going to go ahead and just jump right into it here. I'm going to throw in one music DVD to talk about as well. This is Candlemass with the Curse of Candlemass. Was released in 2005, I think, recorded in 2003. This was supposed to be, I think this is one of the times that they, one of the several times that Candlemass broke up before, reuniting a couple years later or whatever. But yeah, this is a fantastic live performance, great sound. The band gives a great performance. Messiah sounds great. His vocals are awesome. The rest of the band sounds great. Yeah, just if you like Candlemass and you have not seen this, definitely check it out. Candlemass, The Curse of Candlemass is a 2-disc DVD set. So you have the concert on one, and then you've got like extras like interviews and shit like that on the other disc. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. And next up, we're gonna go to ADX with Execution. This is their debut full length released in 1985. ADX is a band that was a very cool discovery for me. I actually found out through them from Chevalier, through their Facebook page. They just have a little part on their About section that lists some of the bands that they really would like some of their favorites, I would assume. And ADX was one of them. And it just really piqued my interest. I was like, well, if Chevalier is a big fan of these guys, I might as well check them out. And when I looked them up on the Metal Archives, it said they were a speed metal band from France that's been around for a long time. These guys have, like I said, since the 80s. This is 1985. But yeah, man, this is just really, really cool, heavy speed metal. The only thing that was a little off-putting to me at first about it was the vocals. They're sung entirely in French, and just the French accent to the vocals, it kind of took me some getting used to, but I fell in love with the music right away. So I after one or two listens, getting used to the vocals was really no problem. And he is a really good singer. He's got just a lot of emotion within his voice, and just he's really making these songs come to life through his voice. So yeah, he's got a very cool, charismatic sounding voice. Great speedy drum fills and speedy riffs. This is everything you want within a solid kick-ass speed metal album. That's what ADX delivers here. I've been getting into this band a lot lately. I've been working my way through their catalog. I definitely prefer their albums in the 80s because it's definitely more that classic speed metal sound. The later stuff, in my opinion, they kind of turn into more like a power thrash metal kind of thing, which it's still good music. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely still worth listening to and checking out, but I prefer the early stuff. And man, this is a pretty hard to find thing on CD, and unfortunately I had to pay like $30 on Discogs for this. But yeah, if you're looking for some just really, really cool speed metal and want to find something that's deep within the underground, look no further than ADX with Execution. Tracks on here, most of them are in French. There's a couple that are in English, like Execution and Vampire, and the last one, Caligula. Yeah, not a bad song on here. All good stuff all around. ADX Execution. I don't think the CD is... Yeah, the CD is not in here. It's still my computer because I was ripping it earlier. Next up, Candlemass with Tales of Creation. This was released in 1989. This is a Peaceville reissue. As you can see, it's still in the packaging. I haven't unwrapped it yet. But yeah, the fourth, right? Yeah, the fourth full length from Candlemass. Once again, Messiah on vocals. He sounds fantastic on here. The band sounds fantastic. As I mentioned before, there's so many similarities with this, Nightfall, and Ancient Dreams. They just all have a very, very similar vibe. But still doesn't sound like the same album all over again. You can definitely still tell that this is a new album that is its own thing. But yeah, just classic Candlemass, man. You can't go wrong with this era of Candlemass. Just all around, just really, really good stuff. some of my favorite tracks on Tales of Creation. I really like Dark Reflections, At the Edge of Heaven, and the probably the closing track, Tales of Creation. It is a concept album. I haven't really read the lyrics. I couldn't really tell you what the concept is, but yeah, this is a concept album for Candlemass, and I think this might be their only concept album. I think I might be wrong about that, but yeah, Candlemass, Tales of Creation. Like I said, it's Candlemass, man. You cannot go wrong. And we're going to go to Candlemass again. This is Psalms for the Dead. This is released in 2012. This is the last Candlemass recording with Robert Lowe on vocals. And out of the 3 Robert Lowe era Candlemass albums, this is probably my least favorite. You probably remember on a couple videos ago, I kind of talked a little low on this, but I've definitely come to appreciate and enjoy it more. It is a good album. I think my biggest complaint with Psalms for the Dead is just they've got these keyboards and organs that are just really, really heavy in the mix, and sometimes it kind of drowns out the power of the guitar riffs, and they don't sound like as, dark and heavy as they should, just because that keyboard or that organ is just drowning so much of that out. But there is still cool riffs on here. The guitar work is great. The drumming is good. Robert Lowe's vocals are fantastic. Probably one of the highlights of this album, as it usually is when Robert Lowe is singing on an album. But, yeah, it's good. Comes with a bonus DVD, which is really cool. I really, really like the packaging on this. Very, very nice packaging, and something just fell out. But yeah, I'm just trying to, show you. It comes with a cool little booklet. 2 discs, one being the album, one being the bonus DVD or whatever. Let me just put that back in there 1 second. But yeah, Candlemass, Psalms for the Dead, and this was their last recording until they put out The Door to Doom last year. And so yeah, it was a pretty good last album for Robert Lowe, but like I said, definitely my least favorite of the 3. My favorite being Death Magic Doom. My favorite tracks on Psalms for the Dead, I really enjoy Prophets. I really like Black as Time. Black as Time has this really cool dark British poetry kind of voiceover thing at the beginning, which is just a really cool intro into the song that comes in later. I thought that was pretty cool. But The Sound of Dying Demons is also a really good song. Yeah, good stuff. Candlemass, Psalms for the Dead. Excuse me 1 second. Next up, we have Concept of God with their album Visions, is released in 2007 on Massacre Records. Concept of God is one of the many other projects from Robert Lowe after, so this is 1 year after Solitude, Aeturnus Alone was released, and the band was on their, hiatus, which they still are, I guess, but once again, it was just another one of those things where I checked it out because previous Solitude Aeturnus members were in it and Robert Lowe was singing on it. And it's just very, very good stuff. A lot of similarities to Solitude Aeturnus, except I would say there's a bit more modern vibes on here. There's a lot more groove to it. It's not quite as doomy as Solitude or Candlemass. Like I said, it does still share some of those same similarities. But yeah, a lot more modern vibes on here, a lot more groove. But still some fantastic riffs on here. Every song is memorable, and Robert Lowe's vocals, are just perfect, I hate to keep saying that, but yeah, they are. But yeah, this is basically just, Solitude Aeturnus. As far as the lineup goes, this is basically just Solitude Aeturnus without John Perez on guitar. It is still 2 guitarists as far as I know. I don't know who the other guitar player they got to do this, but yeah, other than that, the rest of it is the Solitude lineup from the Alone album. But yeah, some very cool stuff on, like I said, lots of cool songs on here. Interesting name, Concept of God, that almost kind of makes you, especially with seeing this cover and everything, you think it's going to be this religious Christian kind of thing, and it is religious themed, but it's not in the favor of religion. It's kind of, talking about, the fucked up things in Christianity and just the bad things and, Yeah, not like I said, not in favor of Christianity whatsoever, but still delivers like an intelligent take on it, as expected with Robert Lowe, where he's doing it in a way where he's not forcing his opinion down your throat. He does it in a way where you can interpret it in your own way, and it becomes interesting to you. Not that I've read the lyrics in their entirety or anything, but yeah, that's what I get out of it. Has a cover of Man on the Silver Mountain, which countless bands have covered, but Concept of God does a pretty cool job on it. This will probably be their only album. There was going to be another Concept of God album, but that got scrapped because now Robert Lowe is busy with Tyrant, and he's busy with Disciple of Doom, and among a few other things. But yeah, if you want a more modern, groovy take on Solitude, give it a listen. Good stuff. Concept of God with Visions. Next up, this is Fuki Commune with Welcome. So I talked to you guys a little bit about this album when I was talking about her latest, Fuki's latest album, Million Scarlets. So yeah, this is the only album that is under this name. I still don't really know what the difference is between this project, Fuki Commune, and her solo project, where it's just under her name, Fuki. But it's, as far as the music goes, it's basically just the same idea. Really cool mix of J-pop, hard rock, and a little bit of metal in here as well. More so on the J-pop rock side of things. But Fuki's voice is just what you want it to be. It's beautiful, it's elegant, it's powerful, it's epic, it's so soothing. It just, yeah. Beautiful voice as always from Fuki. Cool music too. The band on here sounds really good. Some really cool, when the metal stuff does kick in, some really good guitar work, some cool solos and riffs, stuff like that. Very melodic, very catchy, very accessible, and just overall, just lots of fun. If you're looking for a lighthearted sort of listen, and you like this, this kind of music, this Japanese stuff, definitely check it out. Like, a lot of it's really just reminiscent of, the songs you hear in, like, an anime opening or something. A lot of it just sounds like stuff like that. But if that's your thing, definitely give Fuki Commune Welcome a listen. And I can't really give you many of these song titles because most of them are in Japanese, and I don't speak that, so that's not going to do you any good now, is it? But yeah, I love this album. And next up, this is Fuki with Million Scarlets. So I'm not going to talk too much about this because it was part of my top of 2019, but yeah, I'm very happy to own a copy of it now. And yeah, Bloody Rain, Sacred Bones Riot, Juliet, Habitable Planet. So many just cool songs on this one. Not sure what my favorite album under her, like solo moniker might be, but just this is damn good. And even though now it's 2019 is over, I'm still fucking spinning this a lot because it's just such, like I said, it's such a catchy and just fun listen. And her vocals are just absolutely beautiful and just something I cannot get enough of. Yeah. So Fuki, Million Scarlets. Next up, this is Tyrant with Too Late to Pray. This is a Shadow Kingdom Records reissue. Very kindly, Hell's Headbangers threw this in as an extra for me when I ordered a Razor Executioner song hoodie off of their website. So that was really cool of them. And very odd timing because I was already checking out Tyrant because I heard that Robert Lowe was in the band now. So I was like, Tyrant, never heard of them before. I'm going to go check them out. And I did. And I checked out their Legions of the Dead album on Bandcamp. Thought it was awesome. To give you an idea of what Tyrant's like, it's just really solid, old school, traditional heavy metal, some speed metal moments here and there. That is pretty heavy for traditional heavy metal standards. There's some King Diamond, Merciful Fate sounding stuff in here. Maybe even some stuff I would compare to like Venom or the Show No Mercy era Slayer, Exciter. So if stuff like, yeah, that sounds up your alley, definitely check out Tyrant with Too Late to Pray. Very cool album. And some of my favorite tracks on here, Bells of Hades is really cool, Valley of Death, Beyond the Grave. Yeah, like I said, if you enjoy Merciful Fate, Exciter, Show No Mercy, Air Slayer, just that more evil, occultic kind of side of traditional heavy and speed metal, yeah, definitely give Tyrant a listen if you have not done so already. So that is Tyrant with Too Late to Pray. But yeah, I'm very excited that Robert Lowe is now the vocalist of the band, and they do have an album that they're going to be dropping later this year, so I can't wait to hear how he sounds with the band and what the new material is going to sound like. And the final one that we're going to talk about today, guys, this is the fucking masterpiece debut full-length from Solitude Aeturnus, Into the Depths of Sorrow. Finally, I have all the Solitude Aeturnus albums on CD. This is a Roadrunner, or no, this is reissued by Metal Mind Productions, and I have heard this compared to the original version that came out on Roadrunner. Man, it really is a big difference. This sounds so much thicker and just yeah, I really prefer this Metal Mind reissue over the original for sure. Guitars are beefed up, the drum sound is beefed up, and I feel like this album sounds a lot more like it's supposed to with this Metal Mind reissue. And the band even commented on that themselves as well in an interview, saying that they felt like Metal Mind did a great job with these reissues for this and Beyond the Crimson Horizon, and that they sounded way better than what they did originally. And I agree. But yeah, man, Solitude Aeturnus, Into the Depths of Sorrow, this has got to be one of my all-time favorite debut heavy metal albums now. You know, after becoming such a big fan of Solitude Aeturnus here lately, I fucking love this album. The riffs it gives off a great atmosphere as well. And just Robert's vocals, of course, and he sings so much higher on these first two Solitude albums compared to what he did later. But his range is just through the fucking roof on this, man. His range, his emotion, God, he's such a great vocalist. Yeah, it's definitely one of the highlights of this album, but the music is just as important as Robert Lowe's vocals. I mean, fantastic, doomy, heavy riffs, great guitar work, mind-blowingly good solos, and very stellar drum performance as well, adding a lot of really cool double kick parts, along with the slow, dirgy kind of beats. Just everything is all in place here for a perfect doom heavy metal album, and this is just one of the absolute best that you will ever hear, guaranteed. This whole album is pretty much a highlight for me, to be honest, but if I had to go with just a few, I would say Destiny Falls to Ruin and Dream of Immortality. Dream of Immortality might be my favorite Robert Lowe vocal performance. It's just go listen to it. It's so good. But I think I'm going to shut up now. I think I've said all that needs to be said, and a lot of you have probably already heard this anyway. But if for some reason you haven't, and you haven't heard Solitude Aeturnus yet, just do it. Do yourselves a favor. I don't care what kind of metal you like. If you like metal, go check out Solitude Aeturnus. They fucking rule. Yeah, I think I'm done. Solitude Aeturnus, Into the Depths of Sorrow. A fucking mind-blowingly great, amazing album. Can't say enough good things about it. Can't say enough good things about Solitude Aeturnus. So yeah, guys, that's going to do it for tonight. And yeah, as always, I thank you guys for continuing to watch, to subscribe, to comment, all that cool shit. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next video, hopefully. So, have a good night.